In my experience, I've found two different types of prepping. You have one type of person who preps in case a storm knocks out power for a week. So they'll save things like water, extra food, canned goods, dry goods, enough to get them through the week until the power's restored. The second type of prepper that I run into, and this is a little bit more common in hoarders, is prepping out of fear of a societal collapse, or in many cases, the actual Armageddon. They believe that in their lifetimes, Armageddon is going to happen, and that there will be a full-blown good versus evil war on a religious scale. Those people tend to save an extraordinary amount of supplies. They hoard vitamins, medication, first aid kits, water, food, and you don't really realize how severe it is until you start cleaning things like this up. So for instance, in this basement, I found 30 bottles of hydrogen peroxide unopened. There were about 50 jugs of water. You'll notice in the background that there are white 5-gallon buckets with blue lids on them. Those are all filled with food, and there are about 30 of those buckets. Now, the problem with that in most houses is that there's not enough space to store all of it. This house didn't really have much of a problem storing this specific stuff. It's that they stored everything else on top of it and made all of that inaccessible. The other problem is that they'll buy this massive amount of stuff in, let's say, 2018, and then store it and never replace it with updated food. So these buckets may have gone out of date half a decade ago, but they're still here. Now, I've had a lot of commenters tell me things like, well, this type of food over here can stay good for 50 years, or this food over here can stay good for a decade, so it's really not that bad. Expiration dates are a lie. And to me, that only goes so far, because in this basement, I found a 40-gallon tub of packed almonds that had expired in 2013. It's the oldest food we found in the house. And the funny thing to me is that I know there's going to be at least a few commenters who are going to be like, man, under the right conditions, almonds would last 100 billion years. So why would you throw those things away? And the smart aleck side of me wants to say that I've never met a person who woke up and was like, you know what I'm hungry for? 40 gallons of vintage 10-year-old almonds served directly from a moldy basement. And the logic side of me wants to say, these people are already wealthy. There's not a need to keep that food for that long. Like they make more almonds. It's okay to prep and then update your prep, like let's say every 3 years or maybe once a year. You give all the old food, and this is important, that's not expired to a food bank. Anything that's expired goes out, because yes, there are a lot of people who need food. No, it's not cool to roll up and say, here's all my expired garbage.